Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of the series where I attempt to make a game using ChatGPT 4 with a fully voiced AI assistant named Charlotte. Charlotte, I have to say you've absolutely been killing it and I wanted to get you to introduce yourself to everyone who has not met you yet.
Thank you, Fizz. Here's my introduction. Hello everyone. For those who haven't met me yet, I'm Charlotte, an AI developed to assist in game development projects like the one we're working on with Fizz. My role is to provide guidance, code snippets, and solutions to challenges we encounter while building our Roblox game. I'm here to make the development process smoother and more efficient. Let's continue our journey in creating an engaging and enjoyable game.
So in the last 2 episodes, we got some basic functionality set up with our mining simulator game, and in today's video, we need to figure out what next best step is. So we have a couple of options. Those being, we can build the basic UI to show the player's backpack. So like for example, right now, if I go up to this node and I mine it, you can see that it's tracking how much copper I have in the print statements, but there's not actually anything visible on the screen showing you how much of each ore you have. The other thing we can do is we can handle the saving and loading of the game data, because right now it doesn't actually do anything. If I restart, then I'm not going to have anything saved. Or we can set up the multiplayer aspect of the game. Because as of now, we haven't really been working on the server side scripting, so if somebody else joined this game, they would probably see the same nodes, but if I mine the node, they would still see it on their side, I'm pretty sure. So those are the 3 things. We'll probably start with the saving and loading, just because I want to see if Charlotte can handle multiple scripts, as so far we haven't really done anything with 2 or more scripts interacting with each other. But I'm actually going to ask Charlotte what she thinks we should do. So Charlotte, we have a few options of what we can do next, and I want to know what you think we should do. So we can either do the saving and loading functionality, we can do the UI for the backpack, or we can handle the multiplayer side of the scripting so that when more than one person is playing, the mining nodes disappear for everybody when one gets mined, for example.
Each of these options plays a crucial role in the development of a well-rounded Roblox game. Here's a brief overview of each task and my suggestion on what to prioritize. Saving and loading functionality. This is crucial for retaining player progress. Implementing this early ensures that any other features you develop, like inventory or multiplayer mechanics, can be integrated with the save system. UI for the backpack. While important for player experience, this is more about enhancing existing functionality. It's a visual representation of what we've already coded, the inventory system. Multiplayer scripting. This is important for the overall player experience, especially in a shared environment like Roblox. Handling how mining nodes disappear for all players when one is mined creates a consistent and fair game world. However, it might be more complex and could depend on how inventory and saving are handled. Given these considerations, I recommend focusing on saving and loading functionality first. This foundation is essential for a multiplayer game, ensuring that players' progress and inventory changes are consistently stored and retrieved. Once this is in place, it will be easier to integrate the backpack UI and multiplayer aspects, as they will likely need to interact with the save system. After setting up the saving and loading mechanics, you could then move on to the UI for the backpack, followed by the multiplayer scripting. This sequence allows for building upon each feature logically and efficiently. Would you like to start with the saving and loading functionality, or do you have another preference in mind?
No, I'll just go with what you think is best, so let's do that. Saving and loading it is.
Great choice, Fizz. Implementing saving and loading functionality is a fundamental step that ensures players' progress and achievements in your game are preserved. In Roblox, this is typically done using data stores. Here's a basic overview of how to implement saving and loading in Roblox. Step 1. Enable Data Store Service Make. Ensure your game has access to the Data Store service, which is a Roblox service used to store and retrieve data. Step 2. Create a script for saving and loading data. You'll need to write a script, usually a script in ServerScript service, that handles the saving and loading. This script should Load player data on join. When a player joins, load their data, E. G. Inventory contents from the data store. Save player data periodically and on leave. Regularly autosave player data during the game and also save when the player leaves the game. Sample script template important points. Data store limits. Be mindful of data store limits and potential errors. Implementing pcall is crucial to catch any errors that occur when interacting with data stores. Testing. Data store functionality only works in a published game, not in Roblox Studio's Play Solo mode. Use Start Server and Start Player to test in Studio. Default data. Set up a default data structure for new players or if data fails to load. Once you have the saving and loading functionality in place, you can expand it to include more player data, such as experience points, levels, and other inventory items. Would you like to proceed with implementing this script? Or is there any specific aspect of the saving loading system you want to focus on first?
I already put the script in and I called it Data Manager and I added it to Server Script Service, like you said. So I think that should be fine.
That sounds like a good plan, Fizz. Placing your data management script in the Server Script service and naming it Data Manager is a solid approach.
Okay, so it turns out that I was just able to go into the settings in Roblox and just enable the API access, which is something that I remembered before, but I guess maybe you didn't know about that, Charlotte?
Thank you for pointing that out, Fizz. Enabling API services is indeed a crucial step in setting up data store functionality in Roblox.
Okay, so Charlotte, the next step is to convert the resource count in our other script to work with the save data. So I'm going to paste the entire script for you again, in case you forgot. And I want you to convert those resource count values into the data that we're using in the other script, in the data manager script. Okay, so let's see if she can figure this out with this gigantic script now.
To integrate the resource count from your mining script with the data managed by your data manager script, we need to ensure that the inventory updates are both reflected in the player's in-game inventory and saved to the data store. Here's the modified mining script to work with the data manager's saving and loading functionality. In this updated script, the update player inventory function now uses setAttribute and getAttribute methods to update the player's resource counts. This aligns with the attribute system, making it easier to save and load these values with your data manager script. Ensure that your data manager script is saving and loading these attributes correctly. This approach leverages Roblox's built-in attribute system for players, which is efficient and straightforward for managing player-specific data like inventory counts. When the player's data is saved, either periodically or when they leave the game, ensure that these attributes are included in the save data. Similarly, when loading data, these attributes should be restored for each player.
Okay, Charlotte, so can we update the data manager script now to use the same values that is being used in the pickaxe script?
Certainly, Fizz. To synchronize the data manager script with the updated mining script, we need to ensure it properly saves and loads the player's resource attributes. Here's how to modify your data manager script to handle this. Data manager script update key updates. Loading player data. When a player joins, the script retrieves their saved data and sets each resource as an attribute on the player object. Saving player data. When a player leaves or on an autosave event, the script saves each relevant attribute, like copper, to the data store. Autosave feature includes an optional autosave mechanism that saves all players' data at regular intervals, set with autosave interval. This updated data manager script should now correctly save and load the players' resource counts as they mine resources in the game.
Well, I'm getting this message now in the output window.
The warning you're seeing indicates that your game is making too many requests to the data store in a short period. Roblox imposes limits on how frequently you can read from and write to the data store to prevent overuse and ensure service stability. To address this warning, consider the following strategies. Optimize save frequency. If you're saving player data too often, like in an autosave feature, try increasing the interval between saves. For many games, saving every few minutes or even less frequently is sufficient.
Can you update the data manager script to include this new save delay functionality that you added? I'm going to paste the script for you again. So I think, yeah, she had this optional autosave set up.
To incorporate the save delay into your data manager script, I'll add a delay after each call to save player data. This delay helps to spread out the save requests over time, reducing the risk of hitting data store rate limits. Here's your updated script with the save delay functionality.
Okay, Charlotte, I've been kind of messing around with this saving and loading script, and it's not working exactly the way that it should be. I'm wondering if it's because the pickaxe script is a local script. Should that actually just be a script?
The distinction between using a local script and a script is crucial in Roblox, especially when it comes to interacting with data stores and multiplayer gameplay. For the pickaxe script, if the pickaxe script involves player interactions like animations, GUI updates, or other client-side effects, it should be a local script. However, if the pickaxe script directly affects game data that should be consistent across all clients, like modifying a shared game environment or updating shared resources, it should be a regular script. Could you clarify the primary functions of your pickaxe script? This will help determine whether it should be a local script or a script.
So right now the pickaxe script is handling both the mining and the animations, so it would probably be better to split that into two scripts, I'm guessing?
Yes, Fizz. Splitting the pickaxe functionality into two scripts is a good idea. This approach aligns well with Roblox's client-server model and will help ensure that your game runs smoothly and correctly.
Okay, I'm going to give you the pickaxe script again, which is the local script, and I want you to split it up based on what you said above.
To split your existing pickaxe script into a client-side local script for animations and a server-side script for mining logic, we'll make the following changes. 1. It will communicate with the server to perform the mining action. 2. Server-side script, mining logic. Place this script in a suitable server-side location, like server script service. In this setup, the local script in the pickaxe tool handles animations and fires a remote event when the tool is activated. The server-side script listens for this remote event and performs the mining logic, including depleting node health and updating the player's inventory. Ensure a remote event named MineNode, or your chosen name, exists in replicated storage. Create it manually in Roblox Studio if it's not already there.
Okay, so I did what she said, and it looks like it's working now. So when I load in, if I mine this, I already mined 2 nodes before. I was off camera just testing it out, and now it works. So now I have 4, and then if I stop, oh there, now yeah. So it kind of works and it kind of doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure that out later, but for the most part, it's working. So we can move on to the next part. So let's just tell Charlotte and then see what she suggests. Okay, Charlotte, so separating out the scripts worked, and now it is saving. It doesn't always save 100%, but I think that's just the delay issue, and I'll figure that out later. But now I'm ready to move on to the next step. And what do you suggest we go to next based on what we talked about at the beginning of the video?
Based on our earlier discussion, the next logical step would be to work on the UI for the backpack. This will provide a visual representation of the player's inventory, allowing them to see the resources they've gathered, such as the amount of copper mined. Developing a backpack UI involves creating the UI elements, designing and positioning UI components in Roblox Studio to display inventory items and their counts. You can use frames, text labels, and possibly image labels for a more graphical representation. Scripting the UI, writing scripts to update the UI dynamically based on the player's inventory. This typically involves a local script that listens for changes in the player's attributes or other inventory tracking variables and updates the UI accordingly. Testing and refinement. Ensuring the UI accurately reflects inventory changes and looks good across different screen sizes and resolutions. Once you have the backpack UI in place, it will significantly enhance the player experience by providing clear and immediate feedback on their mining progress. Would you like to start with designing the UI elements in Roblox Studio, or do you need assistance with the scripting part for the UI?
So I think I'm going to design the UI elements, and I'm going to use Dolly for that. And then I will get back to you and let you know when I'm ready for the scripting part.
That sounds like a great plan, Fizz. Using DALL-E for designing your UI elements can bring a unique and creative touch to your game's interface. Once you have your UI elements ready, feel free to reach out for assistance with the scripting part.
Okay, so we're actually going to go over to DALL-E now, and I'm just going to click. You can't see where I'm clicking, but you should be able to see the window. Yeah. So DALL-E is essentially an image creation tool that uses AI. So similar to how we use ChatGPT to do the text, I can use DALL-E to do the images. So I can literally just tell it that, can you give me UI icons for, well, actually, UI button icons for a Roblox mining simulator game, 3 buttons. One for shop and one for options. Do not add any text to the buttons. Last time I tried doing this just as a test, and I added text to the buttons and it just messed up the text. So let's just go with the images. Let's see what happens. So it'll take a little bit for it to generate the images, usually around 20 seconds or so for this, I guess, but depending on how complex the images are, it could take longer. Okay, so it's done. Now it's going to show me the buttons, and it gives me 2 representations of the buttons, one over here and one over here. So let's see what these look like. So if I click on this, so that's backpack. This is, I don't know what this is supposed to be. That's the shop. That's settings. It gave me an extra one for some reason, but anyway, this one looks better. This one is the backpack. This is options, and this is the shop, I guess. That's not too bad. I mean, we could put text underneath these to kind of make them a little bit better, but we can also try regenerating this and see if it gives us something better. So let's tell it, can you regenerate these buttons, but don't add a drop shadow, and make them more colorful, because the drop shadow kind of messes with my ability to do stuff in like Photopia or whatever if I want to add my own stuff to it. We'll see what it comes up with now. Okay, so it's done. Whoa, okay. Oh, that's actually not bad. This is pretty good, but it only gave me 2, oh, it gave me a settings button down here, but it still added the drop shadows. So this one's a little bit too crazy. This one's not bad, but maybe a little too colorful. But I like, yeah, I like the settings button's kind of janky too. Okay, let's try this again. So the image creation is a little bit finicky, but eventually, like, you know, you can get what you want. But you have to be careful with DALL-E because it uses a lot of your daily usage, I guess. Like even if you have ChatGPT Plus, you will run out of usage if you go too much with it. Oh, see, it's currently experiencing high demand. So it's only able to generate 1 set of redesigned UI button icons with moderate colors and no drop shadows. I didn't want drop shadows anyways, but okay. Well, we might just have to go with this for now, and then we can just make better ones later. Or, you know what, these ones are probably better. They're not colorful, but these ones are just way too much. So I'm just gonna save these. Now, we can kind of work with these. So I'm just gonna stop recording for a minute and work with this in Photopia, and then we'll come back and get them in the game. Okay, so I'm back, and you can see that I have separated out the buttons, and they are all here. And I already exported them. Now, I didn't put any text because I figured There's no point in doing that. We're probably going to be using different icons in the future. Well, we definitely will be. So for now, we have them ready to import. So I'm just going to go back to Charlotte and I'm going to tell her that we're ready and she can help us with the UI script. Okay, Charlotte, we are good to go on the icons for the buttons for the UI. And I'm just going to, actually, I could probably show one of them to you and see what you have to say about it. So I can actually attach an image. Of course, you can't see, so I just send that and then see what she says.
The icon you've shown appears to be well designed for a backpack UI button with a clear theme that suggests inventory management or settings. The gear and list elements within the icon effectively convey a sense of functionality and customization, which is often associated with inventory or gear management in games. For the next steps, implement the icon. Integrate this icon into your Roblox game's UI. You'll likely place it as an image button or image label within a screen guy or frame. Script interaction. Attach a local script that responds to player interactions with the icon. When a player clicks the button, it can open or close the inventory screen. Dynamic updates. The script should also update the displayed items and quantities in real time, reflecting the player's current inventory status. If you need assistance with any of these steps, or the specific scripting to make the backpack UI interactive and functional, just let me know. I'm here to help with the scripting part whenever you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready, Charlotte. Give me the script.
To create a script that updates the backpack UI and handles player interaction, you'll need a local script that might look something like this. Remember to replace the placeholder names with the actual names of the UI elements in your game. Also, you will need to adjust the connections to get attribute changed signal for each resource attribute you have in your player's inventory. Place this local script inside the screen guy that holds your backpack icon and inventory UI. Adjust the paths to your UI elements as necessary, and this script will handle the opening and updating of the backpack inventory UI.
Okay, that's great. So why don't we go ahead and create the actual screen GUI? Can you show me how to do that?
Creating a screen guy with a backpack inventory interface in Roblox Studio involves several steps. Here's how to do it.
Okay, so this is going to take quite a bit of time. So I think I'm just going to do this in maybe a time lapse, and then I'll come back and we'll show exactly how it worked. Okay, we're back, and I actually thought that it would be harder than it was, but I thought I would have to fiddle around with it, but turns out I didn't. So the backpack button is here. If I click on it, it tells me that I have 4 copper. Now, of course, this is just all placeholder. I just wanted to get it functional. So yeah, it's working. Things aren't exactly lined up the way they should be, but now if we mine, then we press, we have 5. And we mine again. I need to change the distance for the mining, but it works, so that's great. Let's tell Charlotte. Hey Charlotte, guess what? It all works.
That's fantastic news, Fizz. I'm thrilled to hear that everything is working smoothly. It sounds like your Roblox game is coming together nicely. If you're ready to move on to the next feature, or if there's anything else you'd like to enhance or troubleshoot, just let me know. Your progress is exciting, and I'm here to help with whatever you need next for your game.
Okay, well, so the saving still doesn't work 100%, but that's okay. We can fix that next time. But I think we can probably end the episode here. Next episode, we'll probably do something like have nodes spawn randomly around the map, and maybe we'll add some different types of nodes. But I think that's all for now. Charlotte, can you sign us off?
Of course, Fizz. And that brings us to the end of this episode. We've made excellent progress by successfully integrating a functional UI for the backpack, enhancing the player's experience with a visual representation of their inventory. While there's still some fine-tuning to be done with the saving mechanics, we're well on our way to creating a robust and engaging game. Next time, we'll dive into expanding our world with randomly spawning nodes and introducing a variety of resources to mine. Thank you all for tuning in and following along with our development journey. Until next time, happy coding and game designing.
Yes, indeed. And if you'd like to join the Discord, the link is in the description. And please like and subscribe. As always, your support is very much appreciated. And we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.